If you are struggling at all right now, if you're going into fear, anxiety, so many of you who are spiritual are going into a state of anxiety. The collective can do that to you, and it can play real havoc with your mind and get the chatter going, and then we lose all hope. I want to help you today. I'm going to discuss something that I want to remind you of that could help you to look at things completely different and understand how special this time period is for you and how you can go into a state of peace and some great accomplishments too. You ready to do that? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Come on over to landriaonkka.com and check out all of the courses and memberships and things I have for you, all the free stuff. I want to remind you of how beautiful you are, because you are. How can you not be? You are the one. There is only one. And it just has various frequencies, experiences, adventures, and it can go to any dark place it desires. And I'm going to share with you why. If you are in anxiety or fear, or you're just feeling hopeless right now because it's tough to watch what's going on out there, and hopefully you're not doing a lot of that, you're taking more action than watching. If you're feeling that way, I want to remind you of something. There's no triumph without struggle. There's no transformation without difficulties and the suffering that goes on prior to that transformation. Never in the history of the planet has anybody transformed without the pain that preceded it. That's what transformation is. It's transforming from something that is less than beautiful and light and great. If you are feeling this right now, you are at the turning point of transformation. This is when people sit down in business. You know, I'm an entrepreneur and I've had my own business. I actually started my own business when I was 19. This is the turning point when things don't work and you say, there's something else I must do. And an entrepreneur will sit down and figure that out because they're motivated by their passion. Because entrepreneurs are usually doing what they love, right? When you're working for somebody else, you don't feel that so much. You feel more trapped in what you're doing or just earning money. So as an entrepreneur, and this happens with you in your personal life, spiritual life, everything, is that when you become inspired to change, you are at a turning point to go to something really great because you don't want to stay there. So entrepreneurs are motivated, sometimes just money, but usually something they're passionate about first and then money comes second. And so they know that in business, the turning point is when they have an opportunity to make it work. If this isn't working, well, they're not just going to quit, although some people do. That's not truly an entrepreneur. They will say, okay, this could be great. I know this can work, but this isn't the right combination. It's not the right product or the pricing or the market or whatever. And then they make the changes and they keep at it, and it's their turning point and they go into something great. This is no different. So in your spiritual life, what's happening is you're not feeling any passion for anything right now. You have to find that, because this could be your turning point. But if you see nothing and you're feeding yourself with negativity, you're not going to be inspired to do anything. You're not going to see that light at the end of the tunnel. And so unlike entrepreneurs who have a chosen purpose and passion, you need to do that for yourself. What is it in your life that inspires you? Because if you're not focused on that and you're focused on all the things that are going wrong out there, you're actually contributing to it. And you're taking yourself into a dark space where you'll never pull out of if you don't see that light. And it's available to everybody. The light's there right now for you. You have to see it and accept it and go after it. And this is your turning point to do that. So when you feel your lowest is when it is the most awesome point, turning point for you to change everything. Because Sometimes we just, especially, let's say you have a job, and I'm using a job instead of just the spiritual realms. A job is, when do you quit? When you've had it, right? But spiritually, a lot of us will just stay down there. We don't say there's not like another job to go to, or I'm going to quit and start my own company, or I'm going to go to another position or whatever. But spiritually, we just don't see that. We just think, this is it. This is my life. It's depressing. So you have to find that thing that just lights you fire, that lights a fire in you. What is it that you truly love to do? Now, some people will say, I don't know. Yes, you do. You may not be thinking it applies to being inspired to do something on the planet. It could be gardening. You could start a community garden. I'm just going to talk real simple here. If it gets you out of your bed and off that doggone, computer or television watching the garbage that depresses you, and you're out in nature, and you teach the local kids how to create a community organic garden, or you get the old people to come out there and help, or whatever it is you want to do. Is it cooking for homeless people and contributing to an existing organization, or starting your own one? You are the catalyst for positive change, but not if you don't take that step into that whole amazing opportunity. It's how our planet changes. And you have to find that fire, that passion, and focus on that and say, this is my turning point to do something. I quit. I'm done being depressed. I'm done watching the garbage. How many times can you watch that stuff? And it's all different, and they all argue with each other, and they're all depressing. And they all tell you that our future is, going to hell in a handbasket. And the question is that what you choose? Because you have total control over your reality. 100%. You are the one. The one creates everything with, and I call it dynamic mind, and that's from the Master Key system. Everything is what they call static energy. It's not really static at all. Everything's just probabilities, energy, and with a thought placed in it, dynamic mind, you create. And if you're not doing that in a positive manner, all of your focus, your thought of the negativity is creating depression and anxiety and fear. You're creating. They aren't. You have to participate in it to do that yourself. And your thought about that is going to create it. If I watch one of those videos, I'd say, these people are so full of it. It's hysterical. I can't believe somebody would watch this stuff. And I move on. I don't watch that stuff anyways, but that's what I would be thinking, is like, oh, this is like a comedy. It's like watching the Keystone Cops. I can't possibly fall for that because I am the creator of the universe, as are you. And everything that you see is the creator of the universe. Not a person. It is the power. It's the source. It's running through everything, because everything is alive. Everything is intelligent. And you have the power with your focus to change absolutely anything, because it's communicating with you at all times, because you and it are not separate. I'm not separate from this camera. I'm not separate from this space around me. I'm not going to go into that. I've got plenty of videos on that. But I'm telling you right now, you have to find that thing within your turning point and get excited and say, wow, okay, I just hit a turning point. I'm going to get excited because now I'm going to look back and think, wow, I hit rock bottom. And whew, that's when things changed. And I said, no more. And Eckhart Tolle, spontaneous, enlightenment? Hell no. Nothing spontaneous about, 30 some years of sheer agony and pain wanting to kill yourself. That was spontaneous. It happened spontaneously, but he had long suffering. And it was his turning point. He finally wanted to kill himself. And you're not going to do that. You know why? Because you don't get out of anything. You're just going to move on. You have to go over there and have to learn that you threw away the most amazing opportunity, because this is the master school. This is the place where you're going to learn everything you possibly could, but you have to master it. And if you go into the darkness, oh, what a waste of energy and time. There's no such thing as time, but I assure you, it feels like it now, and you can change your whole life, my friend. You can do it right now. Is this your turning point? Have you been consumed in the garbage? There are things you don't like. You guys having to get the vaccine to go to keep your job. It's not a nice situation, but you can look at it differently also and say, that's my turning point. Either I stop living in fear and I go get it and realize that nothing can destroy me and that it's probably not all this garbage I've been hearing out there. It's ridiculous. I assure you I have dozens of friends who have it and they're perfectly fine. Or you can say, okay, maybe it's my turning point to let that job go. I didn't really like it that much anyways. It's your choice. So instead of criticizing the outside world, make a decision and say, I have to stop going in fear. And the reason why you're not comfortable with making that decision is because you're in fear about what it does to you. Right? Or what it could do to you. But you don't even know if that's true. Because the stuff that we see is so real and convincing that you're believing it. And by the way, we could do anything. Some people think that some of the stuff, the moon landing was fabricated. That could easily have been. I don't believe that. But it's possible. Why? Because we have the capabilities of making things look so real. And tell stories that are so convincing that you'll believe it. And if it's fear-based, then you have to ask yourself why you're doing this. Is your turning point to let fear go about that, about the decision you make, and about what you're going to go to. If you're in fear about that, this is your turning point to just say, okay, I don't have to be afraid of whatever my decision is. I don't have to feel bad. It's the feeling bad. It's the story. You can turn this around into anything you want. We are in a challenging time period. That's not going to go away. But what you do within it is your turning point for greatness. And it doesn't include fear. No matter what that is. But this land, there's no buts on my channel. Except for this spiritual butt kick. But Landria, don't get caught up in it. You're getting caught up in it. It's the material world. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's a test. Can I give up the fear? Can I give up the blaming? Can I give up the separation? Can I give up the conflict and the struggle? That's the test. It's not the subject matter. I'm going to say this 1,000 times. You hear it on every video. Are you believing it? Maybe you believe it and you're just still not living it. I assure you that when you give up fear, it'll be the most amazing day of your life. And you're going to say, why did I hang on to fear? Well, how did I benefit from fearing that? Okay, here's a situation. I don't have to fear it. I just have to make a decision. Do, don't, change your job, get rid of your relationship, whatever it is you have to do in your life right now, whatever decision you're making, you don't have to go into fear over it. It's your turning point to go into a great new world where you can be of service and say, I'm going to do something really different here. It's going to be uncomfortable because it's change. But wow, what if I don't do that? What if I don't do anything different? And you just go to bed and depressed and fearful and you watch the same stuff and you program yourself. It's your choice. Nobody's doing that to you. No one makes you think, feel, or believe anything. That is 100% your choice. Because you have to be exposing yourself to it. And if you tell me you're not, I don't believe that. You're totally in control. You're the creator of the universe. Everything is. Everything is the creator. Everything is the thought placed into the universe and beyond that fabricated humans and trees and planets and everything else. Are you ready to place your thought into that amazing space of probabilities and let the fear go? My turning point. This is when I get to let it go and go into transformation. Amazing. Peace. Love, compassion, understanding that all of this that I see has purpose. That all of us get to make choices within it. And that's the purpose. Not the challenge. We created the challenges, by the way. It didn't just show up on its own. We did that. And we have to decide if we're done doing that. I am. Are you? Come join me. Come over to the Miracle Circle. Please subscribe to my channel. Share good news, right? Those other channels, they're getting million hits on negativity. That goes to show you where our focus is. You don't have to be one of those people. All right? Come on over if you want to create a new business, learn internet marketing. This is free videos. I did that. It changed my life. I have online businesses. This is why I'm sitting in front of you right now. Technology is huge. Use it for good. No more labels. No more this is bad, this is good. Everything just is. Your turning point is here. If you are at that point of anxiety or fear, it is your turning point to say, oh, it's in my face. This doesn't feel good. I'm going to let it go. What can I do now to be different? If you're not in Manifest Anything, come on over. I'm adding videos. One is 5 steps to take that step into a new world. What do I need to do? What's the process to do that? Because it's tough to get out of this little chit chat, right? Shut your pie hole. No. Shut your pie hole. No. Right? That's how it works. So come on down. Manifest Anything is free. It's in the description. Go to LandriaOnkka.com. Explore all the courses over there. Join the Miracle Circle. Join us. We create light and love. We send healing to the planet, to ourselves. We place our requests in there. I train you live every month, in addition to a whole month of training that you do at your own pace. And I just tell you, this is what you have access to. I can't make you do anything because you're perfect as you are. It's your choices that are going to determine how you play out this amazing role here on this planet. You're absolutely beautiful, my friend. You're never alone. Don't ever think you are. And if you don't feel like you're getting responses, it's because that's when they're stepping back and saying, come on, this is your turning point. Come on, we're waiting for you. We can't interfere. That's the whole purpose of being here. They can't interfere. But they're always supporting you because we are endless probabilities, endless beings out there on every frequency, all one thing. So you can never be alone. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. It's all right there. All right there. Let go. The turning point. Come join me. Namaste.